Hello and welcome to Microsoft Excel course Advanced. This is part 17, Data Analysis using Excel. Today we will talk about data analysis tools in Excel which help us to analyze and understand large amount of data, whether it is present on a single worksheet or multiple workbook, easily, quickly and efficiently. So the topics which we will discuss today are how we can consolidate data, if we have a large amount of data, how we can create subtotals. Plus we will see different data analysis tools which are present in Excel, like scenario manager, goal seek and data table. I have an example already in place on our worksheet over here, as you can see on different tabs. So now take for example a scenario where we have different projects, like we have different projects over here and we have some sales figures, the revenue which has been generated over a period of time for quarter 1, 2 and 3, and this we have, like these projects are running for n number of years, and for each year we have data present on different sheets. As you can see, I have the data of 2019 and 2020 and I want to consolidate it. If say in the year 2021 the project is completing and I want to consolidate them or put them together on one sheet. Now to combine the data manually from different worksheet, it is very time consuming. So here we make use of the data consolidation feature of Excel. Here you can see 2019 data is there and 2020 data is there, and we want to put them together on this particular sheet. So the data consolidation function takes data from a series of worksheets or workbook and summarizes it into a single worksheet or a master worksheet that you can update easily. Now we have one more feature where if we make changes to the previous sheets, the consolidated data will reflect those changes. So we'll see that as well. So I have a format already in place, like we have for 2019 and 2020. Same way I have the formatting in place. To consolidate the data, we have to click on data tab, and under your data tab you have the data tools group. Here you have to click on consolidate command over here. Click on consolidate. Now the consolidate dialog box will open for you. Here the first thing which you will see is the function. If you click on the drop down over here, you will see a range n number of functions which you can see for the purpose of calculation. Here we are making use of the sum function. Then you have to tell where your data is present. Now I am making use of two sheets. One is 2019 and one is 2020. So we have to give the reference over here. Either you can type in the reference manually, the range which you are using, or you can always click and give the range. Let's click over here, go to sheet number 2019. I have this range which I'll be using for consolidation. You can see sheet name and then the references of the data. Click on the drop down again over here and you have the add button. Click on add. Your data is being added, the range reference has been added. I want to add one more reference. Again click on this reference and go to the other one. Here select your range, click on the drop down over here and add. Now you have both these things over here. Next, if below these all references, whatever references you have created, you can have data on 3 sheets, 4 sheets, and an n number of sheets can be used. Use labels in top row and left column. If you have labels like I have over here, you can always use these labels. I have these labels over here, so I want to use the labels. So click on top labels over here and left column. This is the references which we are using. These are the labels which I have over here. We'll talk about create links also. Let's click on OK. Now the data from sheet 2019 and 2020, it's been picked up and it's been put over here. Let's check. you have 100 project 100 for quarter 1 over here, and 2020 project 1 you have 100 over here. You got the result as 200. We'll create the links at there also, and then you can see. Again check the second one, you have 600, next one is empty. Over here you have 518 and 350. You can see the results over here, 350 being populated. So what we have done, we have picked up data from different sheets and clubbed them together and put it on as a consolidated data on a new sheet or the master sheet. Let's take the same example and perform some the create link option which was present over there. Let me open another sheet. We have the format in place. Let's go back to data consolidation over here. We want to refer to these sheets over here, these data. Let's pick up the data, add it. Let's pick up the second reference. This is the second reference from here to here. Let's add this as well. We have top rows and left columns like before, and we want to create a link to the source data. Now when we create a link to the source data, whenever we update the source data, the results are automatically updated in the consolidated data whenever you make changes there in the row or the column. Let's click on OK. Here you can see two levels. If you look at this data over here, you can see two levels. Let me increase this column width over here. You can see an additional column, we'll talk about it. Here you can see two levels. The first level, it is showing you the consolidated data. If I click on, either you can click on the plus sign over here, it will show you this part 17 is the name of my workbook over here. You can see the data from the first sheet, you can see the data from the second sheet, and then the consolidated data. Any changes made over there, it will be reflected in this particular sheet. Let me show you the second one also. Here you can see data from both the sheets and then the consolidated. Level 2, if I click on level 2, you can see the expanded form of the entire thing. Okay, let's go back to level 1 and let me show you the changes. So in part 1, quarter 1 and 2, these two are 100. Let's change it in both the sheets. Over here we have 100. Let's make it as 500, and in here we don't have any value. Let's put it as 150 and go back to our consolidated data, this one over here, and let's see the changes. You can see 500 over here and 150 in this position. Here you can see 150 in the second one. We have made the changes, and 100 in this one, or 500 over here. The data is being changed in these sheets. If you want, you can experiment with these things and check on your own. Any changes made over there will be reflected. Like these two, they do not have any data over here. Let's put 10 over here and 10 over here. Save the changes, go to this particular sheet. You can see 10 being added at these two positions. So the links have been created and it is automatically updating the data. The next topic which we will discuss is the subtotal function. I have some sales report data over here where we have the products, month, sales person or sales executive, and the sales which took place in the various months for these products. Now take for example, I want to find out what is the total number of what is the total sales of product 1, or what is the total sales target being achieved by this particular sales executive. So instead of counting or creating a different table for all of them, what we can make use of the subtotal function. The subtotal function in Excel allows user to create groups and then perform various Excel functions on them. So maybe you want to create, you want to calculate the sum, or you want to find a count of all the products, anything. So it helps in analyzing and summarizing the whatever data we have in hand. Since we are trying to group the data together, it is advised to sort the data before applying subtotal command to it. If we want to group the, we want to perform the subtotal on the products, so we should sort it on the basis of products. So let's start it. And plus it is also advised that you should have column headings and column labels and row headings as well. So let's select the data. In your data tab, under the outline option over here, you have the subtotal function. Click on subtotal. Let us first sort the data which we have over here. Select the range which you want to use for the purpose of creating subtotals. Sort them. We want to sort them on the basis of product. You can add different levels if you want over here, and click on OK. My data is being sorted. Now I want to create the subtotal. So under your data tab and over here in your outline group, you have the subtotal function. Click on subtotal. A box will appear. You have to specify on which label you want to create a subtotal. We want to create a subtotal after each change in the product, like we have sorted it here on the basis of product 1, 2, 3 and 4, and we want to perform a sum function. Here are other functions as well. You can select as per your requirement, and what data we want to group together, where we want to add a subtotal. We want to add a subtotal to the sales. So select sales over here and click. Here are other options. If you want to make use of these, you can choose them as well, and click on OK. Here your data is being you have the subtotal data is being placed. You have 3 levels to view for yourself. If you want, you can click on these minus and plus signs over here. You can have only one level where the grand total is being shown to you, the total sales. If I click on level number 2, all the product totals like product 1, 2, 3, 4, their total is being shown together with the grand total. And if I click on level 3, you can see the entire list over here. Only product is being sorted over here, and you are getting the sales figure over here and together with the total. If I scroll down, you can see the grand total as well. This was sorted on the basis of product. Let's see the same example, and this time we'll sort it on the sales executive. So I have the data in place here. This time let's sort it on sales executive. Let's select, sort it over here. Okay, this is being sorted. Let's create subtotals. At every change in this, we want to perform sum, or you want to count anything, maximum, minimum sales, what is being achieved by them, and which where you want to add a subtotal, and click on OK. If you want, you can remove or check or uncheck any of these. Click on OK. Here also you have 3 levels. You can see the subtotal being calculated. So these are very handy tools which helps you in summarizing and analyzing the data. Let us now talk about what if analysis features of Excel, which is a very powerful feature, and it is the process of changing the values in cells to see how those changes will affect the outcome of a formula on different worksheet. Like we have some data over here and we can change. We want to see what will be the different scenario. If we have different scenarios, what will be the effect if we change the values in one or more cells. That can be done very easily using the what if analysis feature of Excel. Now there are three types of what if analysis tools being present. You have scenario manager, you have goal seek and data table, plus you also have an additional tool known as solver, for which I'll be making a separate video to, and there we'll talk about the solver tool as well. So we have three tools. It is present under your data tab and your forecast group over here. If you click on what if analysis, you can see all these three options over here. You can select any of these as per you can select any of these as per your requirement. First of all, let's see what is scenario manager. So scenario, when we talk about scenarios, scenario is a set of value that you enter in a worksheet to perform the calculation. Like we have scenes, like different scenarios, different scenes. A very common example is the loan example. You take a loan, you want to take the loan from some bank. You go there, you say that this is the amount which I am looking for. They tell you that this is the interest rates, and over the period of time, maybe 10 years or 20 years, you have to pay this much EMI. This is one scene in one bank. You go to the other bank, there they have different interest rates. You can then, once you have you visit one or two or three banks, and then you choose which option is which will work best for you. So that is a scenario. Here in Excel, scenario manager allows you to change or substitute input value for multiple cells, so you can view the result of different values or different scenarios at the same time. So what we can do, we can experiment with different values and see how those changes will be reflected. So for the purpose of explaining scenario manager, I have three different scenarios over here where we are trying to calculate the holiday budget. For example, this is one scenario where same example is being taken. Then we'll make changes and see which one works the best for us. Click on the data tab, and under your forecast group you have what if analysis tool, where all the three types of what if analysis tools are present. Let's click on scenario manager. The scenario manager dialog box opens for you. Click on add, where you can add in a new scenario. You can edit and delete, plus you can create a summary of all the scenarios which you have created. Click on add. The add scenario dialog box will open. Give a name to the scenario. First we will work out with this holiday budget one. So we have budget one over here. Specify the range which you are going to work with. Say let's work with this range over here, and you can give a comment over here and click on OK. Now you can see the values which are present in all these cells over here, B3, B4, B5, B6 and so on. Whatever range you have selected, make changes. Say instead of spending 15,000 over here, I just want to spend 10,000 over here. And on shoppings, we want to make changes over here as well. For say shopping, I want to go in for only 3,000 over here. Let's click on OK and see what changes are being reflected over here. Click on OK. Your scenario is being added. You can see that in your scenario manager dialog box, all the data, which range you are using, that can be done. And click on show, or if you want, you can add another scenario also. We have clicked on show. You can see instead of 3,800, now it is showing that the total budget is 31. You can close in the scenario manager here, or you can add another one over here. Let's add another one. Scenario for budget 2. This time we want to change these cells over here. Again, same options. You want to make changes. Hotel stay, we want to have a good hotel, so we want to spend so that we have additional facilities in the hotel itself. Change it to 20,000 over here. And for gifts, I want to make it 2,500. This time the total budget is 38,000. Let's click on OK. You can click on this one second budget we are talking about, click on show. You can see the changes in the, if I close this, you can see this is one scenario, this is the other one, and these are the two scenarios. You can make changes and see the changes in one go. If I go back to the scenario manager, I have the option of deleting the scenarios. If I want to edit it, I can always click on edit, change the range, whatever changes I want to make over here, I can make those changes. If you want to see the summary, you can see the scenario summary as well. So it is a very handy tool where we can have different scenarios on the same sheet, and at the same time you can see the changes being made and you can compare them at one go by making changes to the different scenarios. Next what if analysis tool which we will discuss is GoalSeek, which is also known as back solving. Now GoalSeek is the ability to calculate backward to obtain an input that would result in the given output. Now as the name itself suggests, we know our target value, we know that this is the target which we want to achieve. So what are the changes we should make in the input to achieve that particular target? So we go back from the output and then we want to change the variables which results in that output, or we want to change the input value to achieve that desired output. So I have two examples over here which we'll work on. First one is where we have the book price as 100, quantity is or the units which are being sold is 50, and we are generating a revenue of 5,000. Here the formula is in place, but this is the target which we are looking for, the 10,000 target value. So let's see how we can make use of the GoalSeek to achieve this target. Let's see over here. So in your data tab, again let's go to what if analysis and click on GoalSeek. You get a small box over here. It will ask you which value you want to set. Now it allows you to try different values in the formula to arrive at a solution for the input value. Which cell we want to change over here? We want to change the, say, book prices. So this is the cell which I want to change to a value of what, and by changing which cell. So we want to set cell. This is the cell which we want to change because we want to achieve a target. And what is our target? We have this target over here, 10,000. So let's set it as 10,000, the target which we are looking for. And by changing which cell, we want to change the book price. Let's first check with the book price, then again we'll check with the quantity as well, and click on OK. So you can see over here the GoalSeek is showing us if we want to achieve a revenue of 10,000, then the book price should be 200 if we are trying to sell only 50 quantities. So this will give you the result. Click on OK. Again let's this time change the quantity. GoalSeek, which cell you want to set? Say we want to set this one to a value of, our target is 10,000 this time. But this time instead of changing the book price, we want to change the quantity. This is what we are trying to change. Let's set it to 20,000 this time and click on OK. So it is showing you, click on OK over here. It is showing you, given the book price, you have to change the quantity to 100 to achieve this target. So either you want, here you can change only one of the values, only one variable can be changed to achieve the target. Similarly, we have one more example over here, months and sales. The sales for quarter, all these 4 quarters have been shown over here. 3 quarters sales are in place. This is the actual sales which have been taken place. It is the sum of all the sales of all the quarters. We want to see if we want to achieve the target of 2 lakh, the sales target of 2 lakh, how much we should sell in quarter 4, what should be our target to sell in quarter 4 to achieve this target sales. So let's go back to our goal sheet and see over here. Let me put it over here. I want to set which cell, I want to set this particular cell to a value that I want to achieve the goal over here, to a value of, this is the value which I am looking for, 2 lakh. And by changing which cell, I want to see how much sales I should have in quarter 4 to achieve this target of 2 lakhs. Click on OK. It is calculating for you. Now it has given you a solution that you should sell 1,05,000 should be your sales to achieve your target value of 2 lakhs. You can see the calculation being done at the same time. So in goal sheet, you go backward, you have the output in hand, and you, by changing the value of one variable, you are looking for the target value. Next what if analysis tool which we will discuss is data table. Now earlier when we were working with scenario manager or goal seek, in scenario manager we had different scenarios where we changed the values of the variables, and we had different scenarios. In goal seek we were able to change the value of only one variable, whereas we have another analysis tool known as data table, in which we have a range of cells where you can change the values in some of these cells and come up with a different answer to the problem. And here you can make changes to more than one variable and get the result on the same sheet in the form of a table. In goal seek, your calculation was being done, you get the result there. In scenarios, you have to click on different scenarios to get the result, whereas in data table, if you are making use of data table, you get the answer, your result in the form of a table, and on the same sheet itself you can make comparison in one go. So we have the same example where books are being sold. You have the book price, you have units sold, and the revenue which is being generated, which is the C2 into 3, C2 into C3, book price into unit sold. We have created a formula over here. To make use of data table, you should place in the values in such a manner, in like I have shown over here. The formatting, you can leave the formatting, no problem with that, but the 2 variables which you are going to make use of, or the 3 variables which you are going to make use of for the purpose of calculation, they should be placed in rows and columns, plus a reference to the revenue which you are looking for, a reference to the cell which you are looking for the changes in. It should be placed in the corner cell. Like we want to see if we make changes to book price or unit sold, what are the changes in the revenue. So you have to, at the intersection of these two, you have to place in the reference of the cell where you are looking for the changes. So we have the data in place, book price over here in row, and your columns, this column is showing you the unit sold. Let us see how we can do the calculation using data table 2. So we have the book price in place, we have the unit sold, we have different units over here. Earlier we had only 50, we have 50, 60, 70, and over here we have different prices. Select the range where your data will be available together with the target which you are looking for. Click on data tab, and under your what if analysis, click on data table. A small dialog box will open for you where you will be asked for your row input and the column input. So in my row we have the book prices, and in the column input cell you have the unit sold over here, and just click on OK. You can see the data it is using to get this target over here, this revenue over here. By changing, if we make changes to these variable, this is what we get. Like earlier, if we make it 150 and this is 50 only, the resulting revenue will be this much. If it is 200 and 100 over here, you will get a value of 20,000 over here. Similarly, you can make comparisons over here. See, we have made changes in the book price over here, or if we make changes over here, let me make it as 600. Immediately the changes will be reflected to you. So you can make changes over here. Let's make it as 200. Similarly, the changes are being made in the data table in front of you. So this is also an easy way to make changes to one or two variable to see the result in the target which we are looking for, which we are trying to achieve. So in this part we have discussed different ways of analyzing and summarizing our data. We can make use of the consolidate feature, we can create subtotals. Then you have three what if analysis tools: scenario manager, goal seek, and data table. We have seen these three tools with the help of examples. You can make use of the same example, experiment with different values to observe the corresponding change in the result. Now to achieve your target results, and see if you can analyze the data. These are very powerful features of Excel. You can experiment with these. In the next part we will discuss macros, that how we can make use of macros for recording purpose. In the next part we will see how we can make use of the language translation feature which is present in Excel to change the data which is present on our Excel sheet. If you want to see the changes in different languages, how we can achieve those changes, how we can do those changes. In the meanwhile, experiment with these tools. Take care. Bye bye, and thank you for watching.